everyone, welcome back to my Intro to Unreal Engine tutorial series. In this video I'm going to show you how to do some vertex painting. So we've gone over different types of materials, how to do decals and stuff. I'm going to show you how to use one material to paint 4 different textures essentially on a model. So I mean it's really advantageous when you're trying to do I don't know, puddles on the street or something, or kind of overgrown areas, or anything that's kind of blending together. I'm just going to show you how to do the diffuse, which is just a color map, but if you were to do the normal maps, it's the same process. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is go add new, and we're going to want a material. This is I'll just call it 4-way vert material for now. Open that guy up. And it's just blank. So there's a bunch of different ways to do vertex painting. This is probably my favorite and I think the most simple because it is a little bit weird if you're not used to doing too much material stuff. So first off, I'm going to do 4 textures. So you can just right click and type texture, or just hold T and click and you'll get a texture sample. And let's make this full screen. Alright, so here's your 4 textures. Choose some textures. I don't really have a ton to choose, so we're just kind of going with whatever. I'll do some tree bark. That might be an alpha though, so make sure you're getting actual textures. _D means diffuse, so anything that says that should be a legitimate texture. It's an easy way to kind of search for it. So I'm not going to take too long digging for stuff. We'll do, I'll say this one's going to be the base right here, so I'll do this one first. And I'm going to do, I don't know, maybe these bricks right here. Or how about we'll do cobblestone. So that's going to be the base texture, and then these are all going to kind of be able to blend with it. So I think there's one called grass. Let's see what else. It really doesn't matter. I'm just trying to show you so it doesn't look too ridiculous. Just put wood in there. Just make sure they're actual textures and not like normal maps or something weird. And I'll do like a sandstone, I guess. Yeah, good enough. You can always change those later once you just get your material set up going. So the first thing we're going to do is make a bunch of lerps, which is linear interpolation, which just means it kind of blends things in a line. Like if you were to graph it, it would be an even blend. We use these a lot. You can just hold L and click. That's how often we use them. Or you can just right click and type lerp, or you can type lerp over here, whatever your preference is. So the first thing we're going to do is connect the textures. So this is going to be the base texture, right? So I'm going to connect it to the A on the top lerp, and then connect the next texture to the B. And then we'll just do that again. So the result of this is the A, and then the next texture is the B. So that result is A, and then the next texture is B, all the way down. And you do this one again. So the base texture is actually done twice. That's because it's the base, and you want to also be able to blend it if needed. Okay, so this is going to basically blend them all as I show it to, and these are just color textures. So if you were to get the normals, remember normals are maps that kind of make it look bumpy and give it depth. If you get to the corresponding normals of these, because I think they all have normals, they're just the standard default textures that when you open the program it comes with. So if you do the normals, you can just do them down here and plug them into normals the same exact way. But I'm going to save some time and just do the base color for now. Now we're going to need a vertex color node. So vertex color, and this is where the magic comes in. So as you can see here, like RGB, the white one is all the colors. And then we're going to actually use the red, green, and blue channels to blend them, which is kind of seems like a weird kind of way, but that's how we do it. So I'm going to connect the red, green, and blue channels, you'll see in a second, to the alphas here. And then the final, so that's red, green, blue, and then this is alpha. So that gives us 4 channels. Then connect that, and let's see. I usually throw in a texture coordinates node so that, like, if I want to tile these more later, I can do that really easily just by changing the number right here. It's that easy. And it'll tile all of them. You can give them their own separate ones, or you can just do it generally. Let's see, one more. Usually I'll plug in like a 0 or something for these specular, so it's not so shiny and crazy looking. If you just drag a constant, or if you hold 1 and click, we can make it not shiny, and I guess not metallic. It's a scale of 0 to 1, so if you wanted it to be halfway rough, we can connect another constant to the roughness. That has nothing to do with the vertex painting, that's just so it doesn't look like shiny, super shiny. Okay, so apply that, and then we'll show you how to plug it in. Let's see. I'm going to just drag this guy onto this model. You can use any old model you want. Oh, this one already has some vertex painting on it. I'll just grab, is this a model? Yeah, this is a model. It has to be a mesh. I don't think that the brushes or the basics work, so use a mesh. If you are using a brush like this, you can convert it in here somewhere, but that's besides the point. So where'd that go? Alright, drag that guy on there. We can see that the base channel is immediately applied. So we're going to go into the paint tab here, and we're going to be painting weights actually instead of colors. And you're going to want to say 4 textures, because that's what we're using. And let's see, you can change which color you want to use right here. And then the erase texture, just set that to 1, so that'll go to the base texture that we set up. So now if I paint, I can get grass. If I hold shift to erase, it erases back to the original one. Turn this sideways so it doesn't look so ridiculous. Okay, let's do some painting on this real quick. Go back to the paint tab, and you can just paint kind of, so it breaks up the textures. If you wanted to switch between textures, you can just choose another one. So this is going to be the wood, and that is whatever that was. It's like some rock stuff that doesn't look very good, but so you can erase as you're holding shift to erase. It'll erase all of the textures. So yeah, that's about it. It's a wee bit kind of crazy to set up, but once you got it, it's really not that difficult of a material setup. Here it is. I'll pause it so you can see it. I mean, I'll hold the screen up for a second if you want to look at it. And again, you would just duplicate this for normals. I'm not going to do that. I mean, you would duplicate this for all of these channels if you want. So if you really want to do a crazy material that's blendable and all that stuff, you can use that same concept. So hopefully that was helpful. It is used quite a lot nowadays because it just makes games look, I mean, it looks better once you fully finish these, but it makes games look less gamey, you know, less of this texture tiled textures and stuff like that. It breaks up the scene, you know, makes it look more realistic. So hope that helped, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.